Hey all, Mike here. I've been playing all these mediocre, awful games for the past month since coming back, and I need like a breather or something. I need something that will, make me happy. Just once. Just once. So I figured today for this episode, we'll do something a little bit different and maybe forever, because I'm tired of being sad all the time. It's not fun. So here is my review of whatever game I'm gonna decide to play. Here you go.
Rolo Report.
I've enjoyed the Final Fantasy series for as long as I can remember. Most people started with one of the better titles, either from the Super Nintendo or PlayStation days. I, however, got introduced to the series with 10-2. And somehow, this Charlie's Angels Final Fantasy game is what inspired me to take on the entire series for the rest of time. I delved deep into it. I can confidently say I've played almost every game in the series, minus the MMOs. I'm not a big fan of online games, never have been, and probably never will be. I'm a solo gamer at heart, but I do like the idea of having a group of warriors to take charge of. As a kid, I played the Dawn of Souls port on the GBA and fell in love instantly. I then played Final Fantasy II and never touched it again until the Pixel remasters. I adore Final Fantasy I. In fact, I struggle with not claiming it as my favorite from time to time because of my love for the other games in the series. This is the one that started it all, and I'm happy to go through it again. I want to state now that I am in no way a professional reviewer. In fact, I wouldn't even consider this a review. I consider this more of a journey that I want you all to take with me. I could go into detail about the combat or magic system, but honestly, I feel like every reviewer has done that, and I'm not that guy, pal. So with that out of the way, let's dive deep into the world of, World A? Whatever you want to call it, and save the crystals, and, yeah. We name our 4 characters, and I felt like all of these were appropriate. Myself being the warrior because, duh. My best friend is my right-hand man and personal backup being the thief. Mr. Kooky being the white mage because he's there to save me in a pinch. And my friend Danny being the black mage. I think that's a good team, so, yeah, let's do it. We begin the game in Cornelia. We enter the town, see that our face is filthy, and are stopped by guards telling us that we need to see the king immediately. The king sees that we are bearing 4 crystals of the elements, and because of a prophecy that's been foretold, we might in fact be the warriors of light spoken of in the legend. He tells us that his daughter, Sarah, has been kidnapped by some dude named Garland and requests for us to defeat him and return his daughter safely. Once completed, he will have the bridge to the north repaired so we can begin our journey to restore the crystals. We head up to the Shrine of Chaos after a million random encounters and find Garland. He threatens to knock us all down, but we defeat him with ease. Sarah is thankful we rescued her, and we are zipped back to the castle where the king thanks us and has the bridge rebuilt. Sarah also gives us a guitar for some reason. Wonder why. We make our way to the bridge, and when we go to cross it, we are hit with the intro to the game. This is honestly such a powerful scene. It's like the opening credits to a classic film. You feel like you're really about to embark on something special. You feel like you are truly here to save the world. The powerful intro music, the imagery, the atmosphere. It's incredible. Well, once that's done, we head over to the first town we find, which is Pravoka. Here we encounter a bunch of pirates who talk funny, and before they can make our bones go crunch, we whip their asses, and Captain Bicke... But... How the hell is that pronounced? Offers us his ship in surrender. Now we can freely explore the seas. Sort of. You see, in order to do that, we need to complete a series of fetch quests. So we head out. We land on the shore of Elfheim. I'm going to spare you the main plot details, but basically, this evil dude named Astos put the prince under a sleeping curse and also destroyed a castle to the north and is causing a whole bunch of problems for the people. We head south to the Marsh Cave. After going through the Marsh Cave, we find a treasure with a crown inside. We head to the destroyed castle in the north to find out that the king inside is actually Astos himself, who claims that now with the crown and his crystal eye that he will become the true elf king. Until we kill him. After that, we take the crystal eye, head back to the continent to the north and enter Matoya's cave. Matoya is the owner of the eye that Astos apparently stole. We return the eye to her and she gives us a jolt tonic. We then head back to Elfheim, give the tonic to the prince who wakes up. He informs us he had a nightmare and could tell what was going on here in the outside world. He then gives us the mystical key which can open any door. We then head back to our ship and go back to Cornelia, where inside one of the locked chambers we find nitro powder. We then take the nitro powder, go to a cave called Mount Dugar, and give it to one of the workers there. He sets off the nitro powder, destroying a chunk of the land, which opens up the rest of the world we can travel to by sea, so we can finally begin restoring the 4 crystals, officially ending the fetch quest. From here, we head through the new canal and end up in the town of Melmond, which looks really poopy due to the Fiend of Earth destroying the land. We head southbound to the Cavern of Earth, fight through the dungeon, ultimately come across a vampire. We defeat him and open up a chest to find a star ruby. We can't seem to head further into the cavern, so I guess that's it, so we leave the dungeon. We go to a cave a little further north and enter Titan's Cave. We go to a cave a little further and then enter Titan's Cave. Who wrote this script, bro? Titan sees that we have the star ruby. Homie gets so excited he takes it from us and fucks off so we can pass through the cave. We head south and meet a sage. He tells us that the vampire was shockingly not the Fiend of Earth, but just a lackey. The real fiend is hidden deeper in the cavern. He hands us the earth rod so we can progress further in the cavern. Back to where we fought the vampire, we use the earth rod to reveal a staircase heading further into the dungeon. We work our way down, getting a lot of treasure, and finally come across the first crystal. And it's here where we find our first of the 4 fiends, the Lich. Looks absolutely terrifying, but just like the vampire, is a pushover and is defeated very easily. We hold the stone up to the crystal and have now saved, we saved something. Once we leave the cavern, we can take our bow and head on over to Crescent Lake. Here we meet Lucan, the dude who wrote the prophecy about us and several of his followers. One of which gives us a canoe so we can head through more shallow waters. We take our new canoe and head upstream to find a volcano. We enter it and find ourselves inside Mount Gulg. Somehow, we don't explode from the intense heat of the magma, and you can actually blast through this dungeon pretty easily. But trust me, you want to explore a bit. The treasure here is pretty damn nice. The thing about this dungeon is that every time you step on the magma, your health begins to deplete, and the game makes sure to let you know by making your character flash repeatedly. It also does this when you are poisoned, so you know it's not good. Luckily, I have a billion potions, so this isn't much of a concern for me. We make it to the final floor where we find the fire crystal, and shockingly to no one, here we find the second fiend, the Fiend of Fire, Marilith, and oh my. She's fine as hell! Not only that, but she is a huge upgrade in difficulty to the Lich. After a rough bout, we finally best her, and like we did before, we restore the Crystal of Fire. After leaving the volcano, we take our canoe and head upstream to another elemental cavern. However, unlike the others, this isn't one of the 4 crystals. It's just a cavern of ice. And why do we do this? Because at the end of the cavern, we run into a big floating eyeball. Once we kill it, we obtain the Levistone. We exit the cavern, get back on our boat, and go to a random patch of desert to the south. Once we stand on it, a small cutscene happens, where we unlock the airship. Now we can freely explore the entire planet. From here, the world is our oyster. But if you're smart, you'll head off to the Citadel of Trials. First, we go to a series of islands to the north, where we see Bahamut, leader of the dragons. He tells us to bring proof that we are badass enough to undergo a class change. So we get back to our airship and head for the Citadel.
My way from misery to happiness to thee. I'm on my way from misery to happiness to thee.
After several very annoying puzzles, we make it to the end where we face dragon zombies. Very creative. After defeating Viserion and his buddies, we obtain the Rat's Tail. We bring it back to Bahamut, who recognizes that we are indeed too cool for school and upgrades our classes. I become a knight, Bane becomes a ninja, and Mr. Kooky and Danny become white and black wizards respectively. Now we are ready for the second half of the game. Man, we got this airship and freedom to explore wherever we want. Why not just randomly land near this desert and walk through it? Who knows, we might even run into a caravan that is selling a bottle fairy that we can take to the town of Gaia, where we will open the bottle and it will fly away, and then we run into it and it apologizes for running away because it was terrified, but as a token of appreciation gives us Oxyale, which we can then take to the town of Onrak, where we can talk to a mermaid who will see that we have the Oxyale and let us go into her submarine so we can go down into the sunken shine below. But what are the chances of that happening? Once we enter the sunken shrine and explore a bit, we can find a bunch of mermaids who inform us that if we don't stop the Fiend of Water, they will decompose into sea foam, so we probably should take care of that, huh? We head through the dungeon and grab up all the loot along the way. It's here where in a chest we find the Rosetta Stone. Wonder how that got down here. We make it to the final floor and encounter... oh no. The game... It's about to...
It's time to release the Kraken! I'm the Kraken. Does anyone have a lozenge?
And to no surprise, we defeat him pretty easily and restore the Crystal of Water. 3 down and 1 to go. Before heading off ignorantly to fight the 4th fiend, we need to do some very important stuff, like getting in our canoe and heading into a waterfall. Here we find a robot who gives us a warp cube. Apparently it'll help us get into the Sky Fortress or something. We head out onto our airship and head back to the town of Melmond. We talk to this random NPC who looks like a scholar who sees that we have the Rosetta Stone, and miraculously, he learns the Lufinian language, and apparently we are so fucking smart, we pick up on the language in a matter of seconds too. Maybe it's like Pig Latin or something. We head to the town of Lufinia, where we can now understand their language. They tell us about how a long time ago, people used to have advanced technology and even lived in the skies until this big jerk Tiamat showed up and took over. One of the NPCs hands us a bell, and now we are ready to take on the Mirage Tower. We make our way to the tower through the desert, and by this point, I got a little too ambitious and leveled up my characters to level 99, because fuck Tiamat, I want her to suffer. This is probably the coolest dungeon in the game, because it's like a buy one get one free sale. First, we make it to the top of the tower where we fight a blue dragon. Yeah, fuck Blue Dragon. I never got the chance to play that game because it was an Xbox exclusive. And after that, we can use the warp cube we got earlier to transport us to the flying fortress above. Here we see that the 4 dungeons the crystals are hosted in converge on a single point, the Chaos Shrine from the beginning of the game. What are the chances, huh? It's here that you have the chance to encounter the War Mech, and if you do, well, good luck. While looting here, we run into a mineral called adamantite. Very important to get this. We make our way to the top to find the last crystal, and of course, Tiamat, who honestly is the coolest of the fiends because the backstory is so awesome. You're warned about this bitch by everyone not to fuck with her, and she, is easier than the Kraken. After slaying Tiamat's bitch ass and now know the corruption of the space-time or whatever is coming from the Chaos Shrine, we can head there. Not before heading back to Mount Dugar. Dugar? How do you pronounce that, man? We give him the adamantite, and he crafts us fucking Excalibur! We head back to where our whole journey began. We entered the Chaos Shrine. Our strength and wisdom have grown dramatically, and with the power of the 4 crystals, time begins to bend and shift, and we now can step 2,000 years into the past. And the Chaos Shrine is just another basic dungeon. Just loot and push forward, until we come to a stone tile, where after all of this adventuring, we forgot to do one thing. Start a music career.
Oh my God!
Now we can head further into the dungeon. Now, you want to talk about hell? Remember those 4 fiends we defeated? Well, to get through this dungeon, we have to fight all 4 of them again. So we once again get to kill the Lich, Merilith, the Kraken, and of course Lord Cunt herself, Tiamat. These 4 try their best to beat me down, but again, I'm rich as hell from grinding, so I have so many ethers and potions, it doesn't wear me out at all. We come to the last room where we encounter Garland. You remember him, right? He even asks if you remember him. It's like they knew this was going to be a little jarring, but honestly, kind of predictable by today's standards. I imagine this was insane back in the day, though. He explains that when you killed him in the future, the 4 fiends sent him into the past. So then he sent the fiends into the future, which created this endless time loop cycle where he gets to live forever. And then he transforms into the being Chaos, and explains he will knock us down over and over for eternity, and so begins the final boss fight. We rock out with our cocks out, and I fucking die, but it doesn't matter because Chaos is defeated. And just like the beginning prelude, the epilogue is outstanding. We learn that after defeating Chaos, the time loop was severed. We went back to our timeline and no one even remembers this happening. Life is going on normally. Bridges are being built. Matoya's eye is probably still stolen, unfortunately. Pirates are being assholes. But Garland is just back to being a normal knight and everything is right with the world. Nobody will remember our journey, but the peace is worth it in the end. For we are the warriors of light, and this, in the end, was just a thankless job. Man, fuck that shit. I'm heading right to Astos' castle and taking that shit over. What the fuck? I better get something out of this, even if it's just petty bullshit. Fuck Astos and fuck Tiamat, fucking bitch. And while I'm at it, fuck the King of Cornelia. Why the hell is he only willing to get the bridge to the north fixed if we save his daughter? Like, does that not affect his economy with trade and stuff? Clearly they can't get deliveries by sea with pirates Bicky and Becca and what the fuck his name is roaming around. Not to mention the insane amount of monsters that are just roaming around the countryside. We also got Titan in his freaking cave. Like, how are people supposed to travel between things? Mount Dugar never got the explosion, so the sea is still blockaded off. It wouldn't even matter anyway, because you could even travel by sea, just judging from what's going on, you know, with the whole pirate situation. Like, it blows my mind. Like, technically we fixed a lot of problems, but it's not going to count anymore because of everything that's going on. And I'm losing my mind here. Like, oh my god, Final Fantasy.
just playing games he enjoys now. You think being dead for 2.5 years would really made him, realize what's going on here, but apparently not. Some people, they never learn. They take all the fun out of the job. Hello, operator. Put me through to our little friend.
My corpses! Release the Kraken!
I'm in a song.
A creature of satanic rage! Release the Kraken!
Who wants sandwiches?